kept.
Gotta be twice as good to get half they got. Mama told me young who I was, they thought that we forgot. Born kids and queens, do your research and you can see the plot. Damn shame we watching our people die by these crooked cops. Freddie Gray, say his name. Sandra Bland, say her name. Sabina Smith, say his name. Jay Anderson, say his name. Breonna Taylor, say her name. George Lacevedo, say his name. George Floyd, say his name. That's a damn. This a new day coming from the bottom. Had to get it, screen no justice, no peace, and I'm with it. We'll tear it all down so we can finally get up. Put your right fist in the air, you rockin' with us. 100 years we've been fighting, but we still here. Since 55 we've been marching, but we still here. They said Jim Crow been gone, but we still here. But we still here, yeah, we still here. King had a dream I got to live when I went to school. Malcolm taught me.
Of Revolution Ready. I am your co-host, Sedan Smith.
I am TPR Big Des.
And of course, we have Brandon Wilborn, and we also have two very, very special guests here today. Mariah.
Mariah.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Mariah.
Mariah.
That's right, Mariah. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the people?
Yeah. So I'm Mariah. I am an organizer with the People's Revolution. Yeah, fighting for justice. That's me.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Ain't easy to do, but plain and simple. And we got
bro.
P.
There we go.
P.
Y'all know who I am. I'm P. I love y'all. Keep it tight. Move forward.
Keep it tight. Move forward.
That's right. That's right. So today we're gonna get into what the fight for justice is all about, and we got a couple questions for y'all. Me personally, I want to know, what brought y'all to the fight.
Me personally, George Floyd, watching a grown man call out for his mama, and the look on Chauvin's face of just like, that's what really set a fire to my being. That's what brought me out. Me personally.
Mhm.
What you think, man?
P.
What brought you out, P?
It was a couple of different things. It was Dontre Hamilton. Dontre Hamilton was one of the first ones. Then it was Seville. And then it was George Floyd.
Mhm.
I think seeing somebody kneel on somebody's neck for that long kind of pissed this whole nation off. I don't know if I can say that. I apologize.
You can say that.
No,
You can say that. We
good.
keep it real on
Good.
here.
All right, say that.
We
But,
keep it real on here.
Kind of pissed this whole nation off. And that's kind of what got us going.
Mhm.
That's so sad. And the date of George Floyd was that May? It was May 28th, somewhere around that time.
Our first day marching was the 28th.
Yeah.
So I think his was it the 26th?
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think it was a 26th.
I believe. I
Please
think.
Yeah,
it
I
was the
believe
next
so.
one.
Okay. Okay.
Don't
Yeah, I
quote
believe it
us.
was
You know if we're
26.
wrong, though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So how long, has the People's Revolution been marching?
Today, 273.
Don't give me the line.
273 days.
273 today, I believe, y'all.
270.
I think today is the 273rd day of protests /
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? So
Yeah.
273 days, consistent days of demonstrations.
For sure.
Against what?
Against what? Police brutality.
Police
Damn.
brutality.
Excuse me. Chinks, you owe me a soda. Police brutality.
You might as well get a 12 pack.
Yeah.
Got you. How we go from 2 to 12?
I'm just saying.
Just how it go.
12.
Right. So yeah, police brutality. Like, that's justice for, these families. We learn about a different family like every day. a different black man, a different black woman, different brown man, different brown woman every single day. Like it don't stop. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
shit, the fight don't stop.
That's right.
So
I'll keep it real, don't worry about it, let it out. We want to know, we want to see that fire, that drive that you have to be able to march for 273 days consistently. That is just, that's a hard pill to swallow. Learning about everybody's that's dying, due to the hands of police brutality. When you first get into it, like y'all say, y'all stated a couple names, that brought y'all to the fight, and then actually getting involved in it and taking it on every day. That's, hearing another name every other day is like, whoa, you never would expect it to go this far. The fight for justice is real.
Absolutely.
Hella real.
Absolutely.
Man.
And
So-
Sarah Smith just confirmed that it is 173 days. today.
273.
273 days, excuse me.
So
Yeah.
273, yeah. It's
P, you control a lot of the safety that goes on out there to be able to have these things organized and to be able to keep it going. You want to give us some guidelines on what it is that you do to keep the TPR alive, to keep the movement going, keep the revolution alive.
During the early days in the protest, we were hearing about, I think it was Charlotte, where people were driving cars into protesters out there who were protesting. I forget what they were protesting during the time. And a couple of us just sat down and we wanted to come up with a plan to keep everybody safe. And we decided to use the cars to do that. So we just kind of organized the cars in a way that kept the marchers safe, kept the marchers, kept it from, cars being able to drive into our marchers. Our cars acted as barriers for that. So
That's dope, man. That's dope. Shout out to P, y'all. He got a big heart.
It's real intricate, you know what I'm saying? The way you do it. It's,
And then on top of that, he's talking about like organizing the cars. Meanwhile, he's on foot doing this.
Exactly.
Like,
we didn't always
have you ever got hurt?
I hit by a couple of guns. Got a couple of guns put on me.
Did your foot ever get?
Did you ever get ran over or anything like that?
That was by us. Shout out to Diego, wherever you at. Ran my phone over.
2 different occasions.
2 separate
In the
occasions.
same week, I think it was, though.
Man,
You still did your
It
job,
was
though.
rough.
You kept everyone else
Right.
safe.
You
Nobody
put your
else-
life on
nobody
the
else
line,
got hurt.
literally.
Got hurt.
Yeah.
Nobody else got hurt.
Yeah.
But
That's
On-
still
on-
beautiful though.
it is. And on another note, to be able to do this 273 days of marching, to see it grow, what is like some of the relationships you build along the way, with the marchers,
Man, I mean,
Family.
Like, just in here, like, shit in this room. It's literally
It's
family.
all love, literally.
Right.
Literally, like,
And they send it in the comments.
from the, this is right here is from the
Mhm.
bottom, from day one, right here.
Yep,
Like,
day one.
so it's something that I really can't explain. I ain't never had no bond like this. Like, and we fight though. That's what's crazy. We'll fight. We will fight them. We'll fight amongst each other like family do. And they be like, all right, motherfucker. Like, all right, fine. Like, come here. What we about? It's real life family. Like, it's
Yeah.
these real life bonds. Like, I done found people that's gonna come to my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I've been
what
in
I'm
your
saying?
wedding.
Like your wedding, bro. Like
Yeah.
this is family. Like you have
Mhm.
family at your wedding, family and lifelong friends. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it. I feel like, and it's also the fact that you with these people every day.
Yeah.
I feel like time move
Mm-hmm.
much faster.
Mhm.
So I feel like we aging in dog years right now. Not to
Mhm.
say we, what I'm saying, we're not
Mhm.
dogs, but we aging in dog years. Like
Mhm.
a day for us is 2 weeks for a normal person.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like we didn't gone through so much. It's
Mhm.
like, it's family.
It is absolutely. P used to wake me up every morning at 8:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Every morning he would call me and I'd be like, "I'm up. P, what's up? What we doing today?"
We gotta get moving. We gotta get moving.
I think more so than that, it's an accurate representation of what Milwaukee should be.
Mhm.
Like if you look at the members of TPR, it's a very diverse group of people.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? People from all
Absolutely.
walks of life.
Mhm.
And if you think about the city of Milwaukee as a whole,
Mhm.
it's really segregated.
Mhm.
I think TPR is the best of what Milwaukee should be.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
We all can agree with that.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
We
That
all
was the
know.
most diversity I've seen in one place.
Mhm.
I was like, it looked like Summerfest.
Man, for real. It was
It
the most
did.
diversity I've ever
I
been a
was
part
like,
of.
this
Like,
is
for real.
Summerfest.
And
And
it was
our like
comfortable.
we
Yeah.
looked
It was.
like Juneteenth the way we was marching, like,
To me,
oh.
I think it was different because the white people that was actually around us engaged in conversations with us, really,
In
want
real
to
life.
understand, not just know.
Mhm.
They want
That
they want to understand,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something that even when they ask these questions, you can tell they're genuine questions from them because they'll tell you, I've never experienced that.
Right.
They will step in front of you when something happens, and it's just like, hold on now, I can fight.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
like, no, you don't have to. You know?
Yeah.
We have this. You know what I'm saying?
We can talk about it. No, we can't. It's too late. It's beyond that
It's
point.
most definitely diverse.
It is.
We love TPR.
Mhm.
Most
Revolution
definitely.
Ready was built, you know what I'm saying, through that fight as well.
Absolutely.
It gives you this platform for us gives a lot of our viewers the outlook
Mhm.
on what goes into it, when they actually see it, and it's just like, oh, they're just future rioters, or they're
Terrorists.
nuisance. Yeah, they're a nuisance to the
Terrorists,
neighborhood.
noise
They
makers,
get to see that it's genuine
Traffic
people,
stoppers.
with a real passion for fighting for justice.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And I think that's it speak because that's not all we do. You know what I'm saying? It ain't been 273 days of marching.
Mhm.
Like it has not
Straight
been that's been
demonstration.
straight demonstration. That's the thing about it's been demonstration.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people like, well, that's all y'all do. No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
That's not all we do.
What?
We gotta
We was
equity
exhausted.
inclusion, you know what I'm saying? We go to meetings, we go to equity inclusion meetings, we go to FPC meetings, we writing letters, we emailing, we lit dropping, we going to talk to people door to door, like we getting these names known, you know what I'm saying?
A
Like
well-rounded
bringing
group.
awareness, like it's everything. Yeah, we march, but it's so much more work that goes into this fight of justice than just marching. So yeah, it ain't just marching, man. Moving.
I
Working.
remember like our very first meeting, like when you talk about etiquette, we as a whole, we did not have it. Like we was so off. Like what writing a letter? We like write a letter. We ain't write no letter.
Right.
Whole demeanor changed. Like our disposition changed so much, and we all matured. Like from this, like
100%.
man, it's so crazy. It's like we grew up together, really. Like as adults, we're pretty much growing up. We're helping raise each other to a whole new level.
Take a village. Like we always
That
still,
part.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I none of us are like older, where you know what I'm saying, we got our lives completely together, heads on completely
Mhm.
straight, set and submit. Like we all still figuring out life. And I think it's amazing that like we can look to people that are in our movement like DB and Tiffany. You look at these like not much older than us, but successful
something.
Black people. You know
They
what I'm saying?
grown.
Right. And you know what I'm saying? That's how my God placed us all here for that reason.
Yeah.
Like I would have never crossed y'all.
Right.
I don't think. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we would have ever crossed paths. I'm 29 years old and I ain't never seen y'all. I heard about you, but ain't never crossed paths. This was meant like this.
Yeah.
We all growing to. It's a blessing. Like
Most
Absolutely.
It's a
definitely.
blessing.
Most
It's a
definitely.
blessing. Like
Absolutely.
George Floyd woke up the world.
He did.
He woke up the world.
He
man.
He
did.
definitely
He
did.
did. And it's crazy because he even touched me and I still have yet to watch the video. Well, I'm not even gonna say yet because I'm not gonna watch
I'm
it.
not gonna watch it.
But it touched me and I never watched it. So it's like imagine the people who don't even know who George Floyd is, but they know we out here protesting.
Mhm.
And it's like, ooh, I don't even know where to start. Cause it's like every day we finding out a new person. And that was another question. Like when y'all meet these families, like how is that?
It's hard each and every time
Mm-hmm.
because they're experiencing a pain that you couldn't even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a parent
Yeah.
and I don't know how they endure some of the things that they do.
Right.
Our kids supposed to bury us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not supposed to be
Absolutely.
the other way around.
Absolutely.
So I think I draw a lot of my strength from people like that. If you can get up and do it every day, I can.
Mhm.
Man.
Because I don't want my last name on the hashtag.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I feel that. Like it's hard.
Yeah.
Like we watch these parents cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done watch them pray. We done watch them kind of plead. We done watch them angry. We done watch them just a roller coaster of emotions. And it's just like, it's heavy, man. Like, I will never, ever, 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 ever forget Joe Acevedo's mom speaking on 45th in front of Marioli's house the last time.
Oh, yeah.
The last time.
Oh, the last time?
The last
time.
time.
I wasn't there for that one.
It was the way she was just speaking, like the reporters, I think the reporter asked her something silly, and she pretty much, the way she was, it was just so much like, it was so much hurt in her voice, but so much like
pride.
It was not pride, but she was hurt. But it was more so like, how could you ask me that about my baby? Like, you know what I'm saying?
The
like
audacity.
The audacity. Like, but she prayed after that. Like, she, you know what I'm saying? She prayed with the circle.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, y'all are the strongest. Y'all are superhumans. Y'all are literally superhumans.
Gotta be.
Because I can't imagine getting up without a family member, my mama taken from me, or my sister, or my brother. I can't imagine. That takes strength, man. Yeah. Like, so meeting these families, it take a lot out of us, but it also, like, it give us that fight, man. Because it's like, not one of y'all done seen justice, really. Like,
to like the real
if you
justice.
really think about it, like, not one of y'all done seen justice.
Like, I remember at some point after meeting with the families and like seeing how they are just these big prayer warriors. Like, what? I was just talking to somebody and I'm like, dang, what if justice not what we think it is? Like we expecting jail time, be fired, you know what I'm saying? Like, we expecting all of this, but what if justice really is suspended with pay? And our expectations just up here because we know what's right, and they just not like us. They not pure settlement. Like us. Or settlement. Like, what if justice is, here goes some money, and this check gonna change your life. That's justice. And I'm like, what if in their minds that's what justice is? And this whole time we just been thinking like we deserve what's right.
Yeah. But they know better.
But at that time, I was thinking from a hurt place.
Yeah,
like,
hurting.
I'm fighting and I don't know what to do. Like, you know, these mamas, they praying, you know what I'm saying? They raising money for these babies. They doing all this stuff. And it's like, are we almost there? And this was a time where I ended up meeting Breonna Taylor, auntie, on the elevator in Kentucky. And this was right after that happened. And I just thought about it like, dang, like, she's still hurting. Like, and it was just a coincidence that I met her. And that night, I really didn't sleep the same. Because it was just like, everybody like, oh, yeah, they got that fat check. And it's like, but they don't got their baby, though.
A life ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? That life does not have a monetary value. It's not equivalent. It does not have a monetary value. And I feel like that's what they know. You know what I'm saying? Throw some money at them, they going to shut up. Throw some money at them, they going to shut up. They ain't never had nothing. I feel like that's how they think. They ain't never had nothing. So let's throw this money at them.
Yeah, I'm going to change your life with this.
Right. And
it's unfortunate though.
It remained true though. I mean, like, how many people who took them settlements do you see in the streets afterwards? You know what I'm saying? You really don't. Like, you really don't hear from them no more. So I mean, that kind of is the motto.
It is the motto.
I could somewhat relate to that. I think it's because they prolong these cases for so long to where they already make your mind feel like, there is no justice.
Yeah.
They make you hurt for so long to where you feel like, how is he not in jail? Even if they're not going to jail, they're not charging them. It's like, how do you even expect them to work with you, to see justice if it's not going to be on their terms and their conditions, as it's always been? Why you're fighting for it? So when you see, okay, he ain't even going to jail after this, you know what I'm saying? And now we bring the case up, and now the case is dismissed. After we do so much to get the officers brought up on charges, the case gets brought up, and then they dismiss the case. After that, for so long, after enduring that for so long, families get, stuck in a mode of where, they ain't gonna do nothing about this.
Mhm.
You know, ain't nothing gonna come from this.
Mhm.
So when it is something that knocks on the door, whether it's money, because it's never anything else. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say whether it's money or they just tell you, you know, we're just not going to cooperate.
Mhm.
That's what, you know, families are somewhat left to deal with. You know,
Some
and
type of closure.
yeah,
So
but,
it's like
but
you
it-
already defeated.
yeah,
The
but-
money is just a small
Exactly.
victory.
But in this fight, you know, the TPR, you know, the revolution itself, having that, you know, it awakens, you know what I'm saying, the families to still believe that there's going to be hope. You know, and now with a lot of the families having TPR, because we didn't have TPR, you know, when it
Mhm.
first happened.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So with a lot of families having TPR, you know, what are some of the terms and conditions that y'all see justice being served with y'all hands in place?
I want accountability. Like
Absolutely.
I want police officers, police in this community that live in this community, so the neighborhood can hold them accountable.
Mhm.
When you do something, you got to come and see. You got to come and see the people you did it to.
Mhm.
A lot of these cats that police these streets don't live in Milwaukee.
Yep.
They don't live around black people.
Mhm.
They don't have relationships with black people. So they come down here and feel like they can treat black people any type of way.
Mhm.
And so many black people in this city is conditioned to being treated that way that they accept it.
I think it's the norm.
They think
The
it's the
norm.
norm because it is. And here in Wisconsin,
It's
it
the
is.
norm.
It is the
It's
norm.
It's so.
norm.
Ooh.
Like we got guides on how we're supposed to act
Mhm.
when we encounter the police. Like they're not the professionals.
Yeah.
Like they not the ones with the advantages. Like they not the ones with guns and a radio that can call 20 more of them just like him.
Tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have to behave a certain way.
And they
Or
work
a
for
cell
us.
phone could be mistaken as a gun. Or a Subway sandwich can be mistaken as a gun. And nobody gets held accountable for that. I want accountability.
That's it, man.
That's it.
Accountability.
I can't mistake a cell phone. I can't mistake a cell phone for a gun. In my normal situation, you being the professional, you should for damn sure know that that's a gun in his hand before you pull the trigger. You're the professional in the situation.
Oh, we got a comment up there too.
TPR provides hope to
Read
families
a little
who have
louder.
lost someone, knowing that we're out there advocating, fighting, and holding people accountable gives hope. Shout out to Lexi, y'all.
We've
Hey,
been having
Lexi,
we've been
love
having a
you,
whole
baby.
lot of comments. Like for
Most
real, somebody
definitely
said
so.
that like we they favorite 5 out of 10. Like it's going that hard. Diego even chimed in. Like
Hey, I do think though that they need. I just also feel like cops are human. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I feel like I'm gonna get tore up for saying this.
No, I
done
feel
met-
like I know where you're
Tell
going
it,
with this.
I done
I
met-
really do.
Tell
I'm gonna
it.
double down on it.
I done met a
You said cops are human, right?
cops are human. And
Are they?
so with the fact that they are dealing with human lives, I really feel like mental health is beyond imperative.
Yes,
Mhm,
absolutely.
We go through bill issues. Cops go through bill issues. We have relationship issues. Cops have relationship issues.
Mm-hmm.
We sometimes we have substance issues.
Mm-hmm.
Cops can have substance issues.
Mm-hmm.
They are damn sure going to be held to a higher standard because you have taken an oath to
Mhm.
protect and serve.
Right.
But that's why I feel like there needs to be some deep level of mental health
Mm-hmm.
that goes into it where like it's some type of outside source that's evaluating these people before they go back on the job after they done killed somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like I watched
Absolutely.
Ernie and I forgot what it was called. And it's literally 2 officers this is in Colorado. It's a completely, they're officers. But when there's a mental health crisis, they go.
Mhm.
They're in plain clothes.
Mm-hmm.
They go and they like,
Come
and
on.
it has the death rate has significantly dropped.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just because when I see an officer in uniform, I get nervous. Any of us gonna get scared. We gonna fear for our life,
Mm-hmm.
especially if we in distress,
Yeah.
especially if we need something. So mental health is important, man. Like
Absolutely.
it's really, 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 really important. So accountability and mental health got to go into that.
Y'all also help
You got something to
implement
say?
some other changes too, though. Like with having the people on board, NTPRB, people in political background, and political profession, like Jonathan Brostoff. He's now implementing the ban on police immunity.
Mhm.
So that's just one of the accomplishments that comes out of TPR on the political side of things. Y'all want to give us some insight on a lot of other great achievements when we speak on this fight for justice? Like, let the people know what we have done, to know that it's not only hope that we're giving back, but there's actually baby steps we can take to get there.
So I don't have a list,
I don't
and
either.
but
don't
I do know, in Tulsa, they got the ban on chokeholds. Also in Tulsa, they got the body cams now that they have to be implemented.
Mhm.
They're actually supposed to be implemented by May, I believe. Chief Morales, boom.
Go.
Farina, boom.
That's right.
Chief
Peace
Weber,
out.
boom. You know what I'm saying? We putting pressure in these streets where they like, damn, we can't keep doing this sly stuff that we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
They really trying to hold us accountable, y'all.
I'm
We
out.
might as well
I get something
Take
to
our
head
money
out.
and
right, might as well take the money and go.
I'm gonna go.
A lot
Like
of those
in-
guys, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I really think my last point, I really think they really realize, like, shit, if they gonna do this to a black man,
What they
Mensa, what they gonna do to us?
Uh-huh.
They showing up at our house. I mean, he said the dude came to him like, hey, can you tell them to get from in front of my house?
Who said that?
I don't remember his name.
Okay, remember what it was from?
It was just a regular resident, or it was one of them.
It was one of them, one of the
So-
Tulsa people, like one of the Tulsa cops. Like y'all, and we're not violent. We out here chatting.
Bro, we just be
and
wanting to talk.
singing.
Come outside and play. That's it.
Like, and they really
Come
think
holler
like
at us.
TPR just, and I love that. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, like I was getting ready to say,
Look.
you got Weber, who's been
Oh, sorry.
running Wauwatosa. I don't mean as police chief. I mean this
Over
guy
30
runs
years.
Wauwatosa. What is it? 35 years?
over 30
Yeah,
years.
30,
Over
30
30
I
years.
thought it was like
30 something years.
41.
No, it was like 30 something years.
Oh, okay.
And he had another good 10 years in him. But K-Mott running through them files out there, and she finna uncover all of that corruption that's going on through Wauwatosa. So he decided to take his pension and run. You hear me?
Mhm.
He getting out the way before she get in his way. You
Can
hear
you
me?
say her name again?
Shout out.
K-Mott, Kimberly Miley. Shout out Kimberly
Shout out
Miley.
Kimberly
Period.
Oh,
Big Dot. You
Oh.
go, girl.
And speaking on Chief Weber and Joseph Mensa, who's killed 3 people in the last 5 years?
5 years.
3 minorities in the last 5 years.
Mhm.
We got a special place for those type of people. We just invite them in.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what we do. No, wait a minute now. We really do. We invite them in and we just tell them.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
No, like for real.
And we're gonna speak on these people. What did they just do recently? They had a subpoena for them
Mm-hmm.
because Jay Anderson's case has now reopened. Am I right?
They're trying to get it reopened.
Okay.
John Doe.
So there's a John Doe hearing going on for Jay Anderson
Okay.
to introduce evidence that wasn't introduced prior to today.
What?
Yeah,
New evidence.
Wow.
New evidence.
brand new evidence
Mm.
that should have been introduced.
Mm-hmm.
What was that 5-6 years ago? But it's just now being introduced. So it's at the judge's discretion. It's at the judge's discretion to reopen the case
Mhm.
after he hear all of this evidence.
Mm-hmm.
But again, shout out to K-Mott again.
Right.
Doing her
The work
thing.
she doing, she got a John Doe hearing for Jay Anderson. Hopefully, we gonna get Mensa charged. We gonna get him charged with something.
Listen,
So-
something.
Speaking on that, what are some of the events you guys have moving forward that pertain to these families?
Well, on Saturday, we got it'll be a Joel Acevedo lit drop, citywide lit drop. So that'll be coalition wide, the Mulkey Coalition. We want everybody coming out to that. So the literature is literally just it tells Joel's story.
Mm-hmm.
And it also asks the bottom that Jankowski and Peters are charged.
You might as well take it.
That they're being charged.
Hello.
Keep it. Keep it.
My fault. Ask that they get charged. And then also ask that they call the assistant DA as well as the DA and get them charged. So
Okay.
Don't be distracted.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
while you're distracted, can y'all touch on that comment right
Okay.
there?
And,
Dean Green
yes.
says, explain what a John Doe case is.
She was just calling to say that they dismissed my ticket for the special permit in Tulsa.
Kim Molly.
That was Kim
That was his.
Molly.
That was
That was
his-
Kim Molly.
That's what I said. I'm gonna
Excuse
take
him.
that.
Okay?
Right now. Right now.
Excuse him.
I
Okay.
said, you gonna take it. You gotta take it.
That's some good stuff.
Speaking
Okay.
of the
No, what
angels,
you said
fam.
was some good stuff, you know, and that's dope that y'all keep moving forward like that, you know, and there's always something that we can touch bases on to continue this fight for justice.
Even in the cold, you guys have been sustaining.
Ooh, yeah, y'all snap for that.
Lit drops every day, still bringing awareness to the families. It's very motivational that you guys have kept it up during the cold days.
For sure, man. I mean, the way I feel, like, do the need for justice stop when it get cold?
No.
And that's
Like,
exactly
Get
what
through the rain.
No.
families grieving stop when it get cold?
No.
And
Like,
that's
what the fuck? We supposed to still be out here.
It
you know
really
what
be
I'm saying?
worse because the holidays
Sorry.
and everything.
That's exactly what I
You know,
told
the
the
colder
reporter.
months is really like it's
We supposed to be out here.
Sad, yeah.
Like, so it's gonna be literature drop, and then it's gonna be a rally.
okay.
So we're gonna have some speakers. I gotta talk to you. We're gonna have some speakers, and
They can hear you, right?
You do your thing. Do your thing. You gonna
That just messing with me, man.
This is how we is anyway.
Right,
so
right.
y'all
It's like a
gotta-
normal conversation. Y'all could have this with somebody else. Like, this is
She
family.
just whispered into a microphone.
That's her anyway. So. That's her anyway.
And
She
then
be in the middle of something, right? When the bullhorn finna come my way, she go, "You want to say something?"
Yeah, my ADD is bad. My ADD is bad. Like,
She be like, side note. Oh, my bad. I'm talking. That's what I'm like.
you saw me. I was like, Yeah, so come on, it's gonna be some food. Some speakers. We're gonna bring awareness to Joel's life. So that started at 12. Literature drop starts at 12, and then the rally gonna start at about 2.
Cool.
That's cool.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
So what keeps you guys going, being protesting and doing these actions for over 270 days?
Families.
The families are the victims in your own family. Like,
And then we have a comment coming in saying, can you guys explain the John Doe case?
yeah, listen, Dia got me looking through my phone because I wanted to give.
Hey, it's been like 3 people asking, like,
Right.
John Doe, what's John Doe?
She got me looking through my phone so I can get the technical terminology down.
Okay, we'll
It's
do that.
basically a dismissed case on a person that they haven't identified as somebody that deserves justice against an officer once they brought up on charges.
Come on.
What he said.
Come on.
You better say it, son.
Yeah,
What he
that's
said.
basically what it is, you know.
So, yeah,
they try to keep the names, you know what I mean, out of it because this person obviously has done something wrong in the criminal eyesight, and they treat it as such.
I think Dia Green needs to be your next guest, bro.
At this point.
Hey, listen.
Does a John Doe case mean that they get to present the evidence without disclosing a high profile case so that there's no disposal? In most cases,
They'd be like, hey, call Kim.
in most cases, that's very accurate.
Call Kim and ask.
Hey, but for real, in most cases, it
though, so
is.
they didn't really know in real life.
Yeah, in most cases, it is very accurate. It's like they do this wordplay. You know what I mean? To where we're not on that level yet. Now we are.
We're starting to get there.
No, we getting there.
This
you
been
know
a
what I mean?
learning experience,
Yes.
like hands-on. You know, people be like, I'm more of a hands-on learning. We literally was thrown in there and was like, figure it out.
We getting there.
And we literally figure stuff out, like not weeks, months. It was like hour by hour,
We
not even
get
day
there.
by day.
We were screaming
Like, on the
defund the
spot.
police, right?
Mhm.
Until we start adding to what that actually meant
Yeah.
on our level, our terms of
Mhm.
agreement. You know, and we accept the baby steps because we can wordplay too. And now when we running it back, they understand that we want to know. You know what I'm saying? We want to show y'all that we know what justice look like.
Right,
You know?
right.
And in any type of way they try to, negate from the fact, we get it in writing.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
this ain't the group to play with.
Hey,
You
yo,
know
we
what I'm
love you
saying?
too.
You know, this ain't the
Yeah.
group to play with. You know, this is real. They know who we are.
TPR.
You know, this is really that.
For real. And then it's funny how like the babies, you would ask them like to chant or to say something, and they will go in a full explanation as to what you're like, what's going on. Like my student be talking about it still at school to this day. Like, and he don't even be at the protest no more, but he would say it. Like I told the kids, I'm like, "Well, your exit ticket today is to tell a fact about me." He was like, "You're an activist." I'm like, "Stop telling my business."
He's excited. I seen you out there.
Yeah, so it's
The rest
kids
of the
out
kids
there.
like, "You're fun. You do
Yeah.
this. You're a teacher." He's like, "You're an activist."
So it's diverse like that. It's kids out there. Y'all want to get like what's
Yes.
the age range for the people that are a part of the
What?
Man,
people's
The
birth,
age
birth
range.
to 80. Like,
Listen,
no, I'm like, because
what?
I've seen, what was it, 96? I think she came out in a wheelchair. And they wheeled her for a while and she got back in the truck. I forget who it
Are
was.
you talking about like our first couple days?
Yeah,
in
first couple
Tulsa?
days, yeah.
I
yeah,
remember her.
Yeah.
That was one of our most powerful days.
Yeah.
Like, ooh,
Yeah, I don't know how old she was. But
you
she
just
was
sent
really,
me that video of that day that he's talking about.
Right, dude, that was a very powerful day.
Yes, that
Got
was
some
that
That's
day.
original
your
Black
dad- your
Panthers
dad
in
came out.
protest too.
Man.
So
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah.
People are asking,
Oh, yeah.
where can they find the schedule for their upcoming events? You guys?
Oh, good question.
You guys can go on the People's Revolution on the Facebook page and go in the announcements area. So we usually post events day of, but we do have like the Joel Acevedo that is planned ahead of time. There's another event that we have with MAARPR on Monday, the day that Joel Acevedo's case
March
starts.
8th.
Yep, March 8th. Sorry. Yep, March 8th, the day that Joel Acevedo's case starts. So all of that will be found in the announcement section on the page.
Okay, awesome.
So that's what's up. You know, y'all keeping it organized. Y'all got a page. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't we not playing.
Not playing at all. It's very structured.
Most definitely structured. And the
No,
hours
in
of
real
work
life.
that go into this, you know, they must be just, you know, it just never ends.
It don't, dude. It don't. It's tiring, but like it's worth it for real. You know what I'm saying? When you see like these little victories, like I'm not gonna cap that day when we thought we took the cop grant.
That was amazing.
That y'all don't.
That feeling
y'all,
was
that
amazing.
Feeling,
That
like,
feeling was
that
amazing.
feeling was so amazing. Yeah, they played us, but I remember that feeling.
They
I
played
remember
us.
that feeling.
Nakia Dodd played us.
Nakia Dodd played us.
Nakia Dodd played
Oh,
us.
Nakia
And I
died.
came outside
Nakia
that
died.
day.
Nakia Dodd played us.
Listen, my back was
Listen,
killing me.
being
I'm out
serious.
here
Nakia died.
like,
Come to the
yeah.
congregation and just.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
And then she played us twice.
Oh man, she
Yeah,
did
she-
it again.
Yeah,
Her
she
seat
voted
is
no
in
the
the front
second
of waiting
time.
for her to
Hold on,
drink.
man.
You know?
She been playing us all summer.
I
Shout out
cut
to
her
Lele
some slack.
Pop.
I cut her a little slack, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
I have until she played me like
I
a
still
fiddle.
do. You got to understand
Play
the
me
nature
once.
of politics. You got to
Your
understand the nature of
job is your
politics.
job.
Respect, but you got to understand who her constituents are.
True.
And her constituents didn't care about a cop grant.
What we had going on,
They
they didn't
cared
care
about
that.
getting the rats out of their neighborhood. They cared about getting a police presence over there to stop people's speed. You feel me? We got to understand the political game that we play. So she got to move easy in her district, or they gonna get her black ass
they
out of
gonna
there
vote
too.
her
You
out.
hear me?
But I mean, that's the problem with being. I'm just gonna say, you know what you sign up for when it
Thank
comes to
you.
certain stuff. Like I knew what I signed up for when I came out here marching. I knew with certain situations, like with my profession, being a teacher, being someone who was known for positive things. Like I know what I'm signing up for, and
Yep.
I know who my people is. I know what my beliefs are. Like I'm solid.
Yep.
So it's like you can't deter me from what's right.
Right, but you got to understand history. We had one of those bull in the
Listen.
China shop aldermen years ago. You know what I mean? And they threw cases on him and threw his ass in jail and got him out of office. So I mean, when McGee,
Mike
Okay,
McGee,
okay.
yeah, senior.
you hear me?
Yeah.
We had
And
the
Junior.
bull
And-
and Junior.
And Junior.
We had the bull in the
Senior
China shop.
actually avoided his
Right.
dismissal, but Junior went through it. He went to jail.
But these cats got to tread lightly, especially in neighborhoods.
And
where-
then we have another question coming in
Oops, my
from
bad.
Sarah Smith.
My bad. How?
That's it.
No, that ain't it.
This is one of them. Are there other cities TPR is looking to focus on and demand justice or hold people and people in authority roles accountable?
I mean, when it comes, but
Kenosha.
I mean, Kenosha, that's moving,
Madison.
We went to Madison.
We done moved,
we
different
went to
places, but we
Kenosha,
definitely want to focus
Wisconsin,
on a little bit
so
Milwaukee,
Burlington.
We done moved, everywhere. But I don't know if she asking like currently. I feel like we worked very, very, very hard in Wauwatosa.
Tulsa.
It's time for us to put a lot of work in where we all live. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we got a lot of important stuff going on. We got the Joel Acevedo. Not the Joel Acevedo case. Joel Acevedo never got a case. Mike Mattioli. We got the Mike Mattioli case coming up, and I feel like this whole entire city needs to be tapped into that
exactly
into that case.
Give him
Who is Mike Mattioli?
Mike
March
Mattioli
8th.
is one
March
of 3 people
8th.
participated in Joel Acevedo's murder.
When did this happen?
This happened February of last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think 2 months before George Floyd, and he died in similar fashion to George Floyd. His death wasn't recorded, and that's the only difference. It was partially recorded, but his death wasn't recorded like the 9 minutes 8 minutes and 46 seconds that Shavala or whatever the hell his name is kneeled on
Chauvin.
Yeah, Chauvin.
See, I normally don't do this more than 3 times, but since you said Mattioli, I gotta tell him too.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
April 19th, y'all. My fault.
There are still 2 people who haven't been charged
There is.
dealing with that.
With the Mattioli
One of them is
case.
Christopher Peters. I can't remember the other guy's name.
Andrew
Jensen.
And
Jankowski.
they're trying to bring them
Jankowski.
on as witnesses.
Yeah, so the
Let's speak on that.
Okay.
On the dumb shit that they try.
Let me
to do to
Google
cover
what
their
witness
ass.
means.
the district attorney decided to label these 2 guys as witnesses as opposed to accomplices.
Is that Chisholm?
Party to a crime.
This is Chisholm, who's
Of course.
It's always
never found
Chisholm.
fault in any police officers in the city of Milwaukee
At this
since he's
point,
been the
it's
He
district
got
attorney.
19 bodies. He got 19 bodies.
19 people died in this city, and not one cop was
19, y'all.
held accountable for any one of those deaths. Not one of those
19.
officers was wrong.
3 by 1 officer.
19. He got 3 out of the 19.
He had all of them in the last 10 years in the city he worked in. And the crazy thing about that is 20 minutes up the road is where he works now. That is absolutely insane to me. But that speaks largely to what Wisconsin is.
He's still in law enforcement.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. He's a
And he
sheriff
got a
in
promotion.
Waukesha County.
And that's like a promotion.
That's absolutely outrageous to me that a city or a township or a county 10 minutes away would even want to touch that guy.
Not only that, you
You
on
hear
the
me?
highway.
That's what gets
You
me.
on
And
the
then it takes
highway.
longer for
All
backup
our
to
little
come.
young black boys
with you
driving
being
out
on the
there
highway.
to do that, to go out there and do that
Do you
the
need
warehouse work.
Yeah.
The warehouse work. That scares me, man.
Mhm.
That
And
scares
it's
me.
all crazy hours. You know that you got to be on your way to work,
Or leaving from
leaving.
Like,
you know
dude,
what I'm saying?
And
Like,
then
man.
knowing that it'll take longer for backup to come because
broke
he's
my-
on the freeway.
That broke my heart one day. Him and Caitlin was leaving, and he was like, she was like, we finna go to my house. He was like, no, we're not. Because it was after 9 o'clock. He was like, no, we're not.
Period.
And dude, that that
don't play like
hurt
that?
my heart. Like, for
Yeah.
real, like, this is literally, I can't drive out there.
After
It's
dark.
too late. Like,
Mhm.
that's insane to me.
And
Well,
I'm
not
in the
insane, but
Waukesha
like,
County, so
Right. And you've had your share. You know what I'm saying? You already. Come on, man. Like, let's be
thing
real.
is, you see mental, like, that's, you have to fear for your life as a black or
then
brown
he's
person.
so like cocky with it. Like, and what up? Like, you next damn near. Like,
That's exactly how you
It's-
feel.
That mentality.
it creeps me out. And it's like to hear, my goodness, like to hear people who once knew him. Like, cause now a lot of people who I know who say like, oh yeah, I went to school with him, they don't know him no more. But they like in school always thought he was a little, like I ain't know what it was, but he was different.
Speaking of,
So I'm like, before you got in law enforcement, your peers, your age knew that something mentally wasn't okay with you. They couldn't properly diagnose you, but they seen it was clear that you didn't have it all.
Also, dude was a state wrestler, a state champion wrestler.
So he had the
There's-
aggression and no brain.
Aggression and no brain, but also the physical ability.
I gotta be.
The physical ability
I can do this,
to not shoot,
but you keep.
but you can
doing
wrestle
it.
them
You
down.
keep shooting.
That's where my thought process is.
Yeah.
You have the physical ability,
You
and then
got
on top of
that.
that, you're bigger than you was in high school.
Yeah.
You have the physical ability, and you are fast. You fast. They say he's the fastest one on WPD.
And
He's the
listen,
fastest.
I had an officer literally say to
Like,
me,
please make this make sense.
listen, I had an officer, literally, a Wauwatosa police officer, literally say to me Alvin Cole was unfortunate to run into the one police officer
That can
in
catch.
Wauwatosa, in the city, Wauwatosa Police Department that could catch him. He was unfortunate to come up against the one guy that could catch him.
So it's like you fast as hell. Excuse me. You are strong. Not only that, but like you probably did 4 years of wrestling, so you know what to do. Like you are fully equipped, but you keep reaching for your gun.
Thank you.
Not only that, but the career you are into, you are trained to de-escalate, but you keep reaching for your gun and you keep shooting people. Like, how is this even okay?
But then if you really
how does
think
this
about,
even work?
You think about the training though. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I want to sit in one.
Let's say we was trained. Like this, the thing about it. Dia made a post today. It said about 6 months ago, people was looking at me weird because I was wearing a mask. Mm-hmm. Now I'm looking at people for not wearing a mask. Mm-hmm. You get conditioned, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So if the training is to de-escalate a situation, why is there so many police shootings?
Exactly.
The training is it got to be some in the training. I know this. When they train these people to go against these protesters, I know it's cadets getting hit in the face with bikes. It's cadets getting injured.
But not
and y'all making it like this what the protesters gonna do. So of course y'all come out there thinking that these protesters is rah, 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 because that's what you train. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't say that y'all are trained to de-escalate or trained to train, because man, it's an overwhelming amount of y'all.
Yeah.
The equipment alone though lets you know that there's supposed to be some level of
everything is
militarization.
I mean,
like you got all these options to de-escalate from the jump to where the gun should be last resort.
They shot Nisha in her stomach and she had a broomstick in her hand, man.
Not only that, but like this is not fun. I don't know why I just laughed, but that's because I replayed it in my head, the events that happened. But you remember when the first time we went to Cheesecake Factory and it was a bunch of stuff going on. It was chaos, period, just chaos. And we was kind of looking at the body language of the officers and we was kind of reacting. Mm-hmm. And I remember you was saying like, bro, I seen him reach for his billy club. Then I seen him reach for his pepper spray. Yep. You was like, he reached for his gun and immediately it started raining. And he let it go. Yep. And I'm like, that couldn't have been nobody but God.
I started saying,
because if he would have got the fire in, it just would have been raining everywhere.
You. And the thing, it was like you could tell police was really we was reacting to how they was. Mm-hmm. They was getting aggressive, and we would get more aggressive. Mm-hmm. They would start doing something. They'd bring more officers. Then we get, you know what I'm saying, like, and it also was let Nino and Mama out the car. Let him out the car.
At least open the window.
How about they caused a 3-car accident that day trying to rush up to a peaceful protest?
Like they was
somebody seriously got hurt
and wouldn't even help them.
And I think I remember saying that like the only person that got hurt this day got hurt by the Brookfield Police Department. I don't even know why Brookfield was there. Right. But Brookfield was racing their ass down there too.
It was called. Just like in Germantown. When that lady came and slapped Rebecca.
Oh my goodness. She came and slapped her and the lady who slapped her got carried to her home safely. Uh-huh. Like,
then they arrested, you know what I'm saying? They arrested the black lady. They ain't got nothing to do with it.
Somebody got spit on before too, right?
Man. Yeah, that lady from
Karen.
Listen, I
think she's trying to change her name or something crazy going on.
To Stephanie or something.
Yep.
To Stephanie.
No, her name is Stephanie. Stephanie Rankin is her name. She's trying to change her name to something else.
Okay.
No, I had a former police officer once tell me there's an unwritten rule in law enforcement all across this country that the bigger and the blacker you are, the more afraid of you we should be.
Wow.
These are words from a retired Milwaukee police officer.
That's why she got robbed.
And it's like you play that in context to like Mike Brown. You remember the officer that shot Mike Brown? Do you remember how he described Mike Brown? That man said he felt like he was fighting the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Mike Brown was a big kid. I mean, kid being a big word. 18, he's a kid.
Yeah, literally a kid.
He described the 18-year-old kid as a goddamn fictional superhero.
Listen.
You hear me? He felt like he was fighting a fictional superhero. There was a video out in Waukesha, that drew our attention to Waukesha a couple of months back. Or maybe that was last month, the month before. The kid being arrested, face down in the snow. There was an antagonist out there the entire night. A scrawny little white guy. He's screaming at people, shut the F up, go home, fuck y'all, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. A black guy comes out of the bar and he ran into him. The white guy shuts up now. But if you pay attention to the body language of the police, now the police that were present on that scene, all 7 of them started moving towards the big black dude that just came out the bar. He ain't got shit to do with nothing. He just walked out of the bar.
I just came outside.
But you watch all of their body language. All 7 of them start moving toward them.
But then the little white antagonizer start talking stuff to the black dude. So the black dude like, man, what did you want? Exactly. And I'm telling you, when I tell you, they got their back to the white dude, but they try to go in front, like this in front of the black. I'm just like this.
De-escalating that situation right there is getting a little scrawny white guy out of it. Because he was the one amping up everything. All the police literally had to do was, hey, you, go home.
Or arrest him.
That's what they did.
But they didn't. They let him move through the crowd freely. They didn't say a word to him. They said they were talking to the camera guy. I can't think his name. I think it was Angel or something like that. Or Chris. It was Chris something. But I mean, the police are screaming at him, turn your phone off, blah, blah, this, go home. You the one keeping this going. But not the guy that's antagonizing him.
Get the phone out of our face.
Right.
But that's even like when the white lady slapped Rebecca. Like they followed us so long. I was the last car. So I seen, and I'm like, your brights are on. Like your brightest light is on. You didn't see this lady run out her house and run through here and slap this lady and fall on her own, and other people tried to like help her up and she's swinging at them. You ain't see none of that.
You must be from Milwaukee.
That's just crazy. Waukesha got some other stuff that's going on too. That's very crazy. Their schools have one of the clerks at the New Berlin School Board is saying that he doesn't feel like it's an issue that there is no diversity in the school, or that the kids that do come through the voucher program don't feel like they belong. Right. He doesn't believe that's an issue.
Because that's the culture in schools like that. He just is speaking what already exists. And that's the reality. He finally feels comfortable enough to say the truth.
A lot of them do.
Because a lot of kids don't feel comfortable in charter schools and 220 schools. I went to a 220 school. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable with the black kids that went to the school because they had been at that school for so long that they had become accustomed to how they were supposed to behave. Yes. I was the oddball out. I was the ghetto kid from Milwaukee. That's literally what they called me. And the ghetto kid.
So that was your description back then.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, and that's how he felt uncomfortable because that's how he was looked at. And like he said, the black kids that he did run into, they had already become accustomed. I went to Tulsa from kindergarten through 12th grade. When I tell you a brainwashing, God damn it, a brainwashing. You look at your people like,
what's wrong with you?
Why does she look like that?
Why do they do that?
So why your hair? No, for real though. How you get your hair like that?
Can I touch it? That'd be, you know what I'm saying?
Is it clean?
And it's crazy because like, you really be sitting there thinking like, it's something wrong with you. Why am I so thick? Why am I thicker? Why my body, like, why my nose big?
No, not even think like, why am I fat?
Right, you think you fat. Right, it's not thick. You think you fat.
Yeah.
Like, it gotta be something that gotta be done for these babies. Because I'm telling you, like, that affects your entire life. That affects your entire life.
The community got to get involved. We got to start building schools and having teachers that look like the kids that they teaching. We got to start having police officers that walk our streets that look like us and come from these neighborhoods. It's not enough to just look like us, but they got to come from these neighborhoods.
And a lot of the white people that are on the school board need to speak out just as well. That is wrong.
That part.
If you don't see diversity, it's just as well it's just as equal for you to be in the fight as us if you know it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? We're not fighting against it. We're not fighting against it because it's, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't fit our criteria. Now we're fighting against it because it's not right.
Absolutely.
And it needs to be more of the people on the school board that are not of color to speak up until there are people on the school board of color to do the job.
100%.
You know, they have to come from behind that I don't want to lose my job type of, you know, mentality. Exactly. And add to ways we can implement diversity. You know, and then when we do get the platform, You know, because we have Shaquana Taylor, you know, who's, you know, a big role in the school board, you know,
Shout
doing
out
her
Shaquana.
thing.
Love
Shout
her.
out,
You know what I mean? And the schools have changed dramatically for our people, and we're experiencing educational growth in our kids now. So we need that same type of energy, you know, on those school boards, you know, coming through a voucher program, no matter how they got there, you know, they deserve a better education just as well as anybody else.
Same level of
The fact that there has to be that type of program. Like I remember when parents was going to prison for lying about their address so their kids could go to better schools. I mean, it's probably still happening, but I remember seeing a black mother. She lied about her address, but not really. She used her father's address as her kids.
Wasn't it just
home address.
recently?
This was probably like 5 years ago.
Okay,
So
did
yeah,
she-
it's
did she
pretty
get jail
recent.
time. For her college
she
application
went
or something?
to no. These was for her kids, like K8.
Oh goodness.
These were children, and she put her father's address down so they can, you know, neighborhood school. All right, cool. I want them to go there. She went to jail, prison, like prison for fraud.
Yeah, real shit.
Like what?
It's a setup because it's like you didn't deserve that education. It's
How
a setup.
dare you even think that you can even
That's like
be
the group
here?
of teachers in, I think it was Georgia, who started like beefing up their kids' test scores because the school's funding depends on test scores, and they can't afford good teachers because they're not, you know what I'm saying, getting the money to bring in good teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So they buffed up to the test scores, and like all 8 of them went to jail. They went to prison, just like you said, prison.
Yeah.
Prison. For trying to get extra funding for the kids that really needed it, because the system's so screwed up that these kids that really need these educations in the inner city are not getting them. They're not getting them. They're getting the bare minimum.
Literally.
Yeah, that's crazy. TPR is also providing platforms for a lot of people too. You know, not only just to be able to tell their story, but it provides a platform for them on a professional level for growth as well. A lot of people come in and they find out what it is that they can do for the people through TPR. You know, what would y'all say to them? Like, if you can implement change through a political, you know, have a political reference, somebody with that background, what is it that you like to talking to DB, talking to Tiff? You know, of course, we know we say we want justice and we want it now, you know, but it's a way in which we have to be able to, you know, communicate with them. You know, and when you hear the input back from them, you know, what is it that you can tell other people so they can ask these questions? You know, like, how would you encourage them to not only just feel like you got to be, you know, you just got to have all the right etiquette to talk to these people? You know what I'm saying? How is it ways that they can get the information from their aldermans? You know, what would y'all, you know, recommend that they do?
Man,
Okay.
So if it's a problem, first of all, if it's a problem, it don't matter how you wording it. Like, if it's a problem, it got to be fixed.
Most definitely.
So, send them email, send them call. And I mean, if you don't know who your alderman is, we got maps. Like we broke it down. You know, did the alderman stops? You know, lit drops and all that. And so if you don't know who your alderman is, let us know. But y'all can come talk to DB or Tiffany, man.
There's also a site on the city page where if you just enter your zip code,
it'll pop up.
It'll pop up to whoever your alderman is. I know we had it on the TPR page for a while, and I know it's a .gov page. Yeah. I don't remember what it is, but you just type in your zip code and it'll send you to an alderman.
And these are, you know, the people that they can reach out to if they see something wrong to get the change that they want, right?
Directly.
Like, this is
directly.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You call the city, like, they not coming to get your garbage. Like,
they not getting your snow.
And that's the thing about, like, we got to keep them accountable.
You need a stop sign on your corner. Call
them. We don't complain. We just did. Like I said, go ahead, baby.
No. You right. Come on, I'm with you.
Like, in this city, we've just kind of taken this "it is what it is" attitude. If they don't come and pick up our trash, big deal. If they don't want to come and pave our road and our alley, big deal. If they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. People got to start complaining. We got a lot of bullshit cops in this city who get to run these streets because nobody's complaining about them.
With racial slurs on their hands.
With pentagrams painted on the back of their goddamn hands. You hear me? Pentagrams. You hear me?
Listen.
Pure evil across this man's knuckles, and he's a Milwaukee police
and
officer.
smiling and laughing at real life crime scene.
Laughing.
And saying like you should be happy I'm here as if they not getting paid.
Right.
Boo.
Pure evil. The man working in the city of Milwaukee, and when you show his face around, everybody go, "Oh, I know him.
Oh,
that's that
dude.
asshole from. That's dude from."
Oh, that's the
Have any of y'all
one.
complained about him? Nope. That's why he's still on the streets.
But when it comes to Joseph Mensah, he's the same one with that reputation. Oh, that's dude who, and it's like, okay, 3 killings later, you still saying he did this to me? Like, no.
Because ain't nobody went and filed an official complaint. This is how you hold them accountable. Just like you were saying, accountability. Just like you was just saying. If you see something that you need fixed, reach out to your alderman. Tell your alderman, hey man, this is what we need done. You have to tell them that. You have to get it in writing. You have to be able to hold them accountable. On March 3rd, I emailed you a letter and I didn't get a response back. On May 24th, I did the same thing and I still didn't get a response.
And that's why local elections matter.
Talk.
Say that.
Make sure you vote the people in that's for the community. That's gonna help build the community back up.
100%.
Mhm.
100%. I mean, like you said, we let a lot of stuff go. You know what I'm saying? It'd be garbage behind your house. You get raccoons and stuff. And it's just like, we live in the hood. So this house, but no.
Garbage
No,
truck don't
it's
come
not
for a
supposed to
week.
be. It's not supposed to be this way. So hold them accountable. You know what I'm saying? Once we start holding them accountable, then it's like, okay, now they gotta hold their next level accountable.
Mhm.
Now they gotta hold their next level accountable.
Mhm.
It gotta be a chain reaction. We gotta care. We gotta care. Like, you go over by my sister crib when I tell you you cannot park. It's probably maybe 4 the entire block. 4 cars can park. About 4. It's snowbanks like
everywhere.
it's horrible. It's like y'all don't even care to come do this.
We want to look like Tulsa.
Exactly.
It's right up the street
Dude,
anyway.
But
when
you
we
know what the
marched up
difference
there and I
is?
saw that curve.
When you see the difference, you like, what?
You can tell the difference once you pass over to Tulsa on the snow removal.
You
Why
can
we
see the
can't have
curves.
that?
You see curves.
Like you see litterers, like people who litter like a mug. You see them boil that up and put it in their pocket. Oh no, you gonna do that in Milwaukee too, boo.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when you see trash everywhere, you can't even be like, you know what I'm saying? Don't
What's
litter
the
because they're gonna be
difference?
like, look at all that trash in them snowbanks over there.
What's the difference?
Look at all that trash on that fence.
And Laura just posted the link in the comment. If you need to complain to the your aldermans, you can go to that site right there.
City.milwaukee.gov. Appreciate you, Laura.
I was definitely shout out Laura. Shout out to everybody.
Right.
Everybody. It's
Yeah.
a whole lot of love in these
I was about to say, I
fields.
see TPR all through here, man.
TPR
Yeah.
My
in
life.
the building,
It's
man.
all TPR.
And we
Family. Y'all see it's family.
Right.
Family. They
And
say we on it.
what are ways that people can support TPR moving forward? Like, if they want to get
whatever.
involved financially, if they want to demonstrate.
Somebody asked me recently, how could she get involved?
So,
I'm big on participation. Like, I appreciate donations. We definitely need the donations.
That's the Cash App.
Right. Donate to the Cash App.
What is it? Go ahead.
People's
Tell them what it
Revolution.
is.
That's the People's Revolution on Cash App. But
Literally the People's Revolution.
Is
Yep.
it that, or is it just People's
it's
Revolution?
the People's
Okay,
Revolution.
the People's Revolution.
But
That's how you know they don't utilize the Cash App that often.
that's
Right.
Like in the beginning, we felt sketchy. Like should we or
should we even have
should
it?
we not?
Even though
But
you need it, you
the
hate
people
asking
made
for it.
us get a Cash App because they would be like, we really want to donate. I see that you need this and you don't have it. Like, how am I gonna give it to you? And I'm just like,
Let me talk to the
even make sure,
Right. Go ahead.
even when you donate, you still find a way to participate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
with
Go ahead.
what they got going on, because it's always something you can get yourself into in TPR.
mhm.
Like I said again, I'm big on the physical presence. Like these aldermen don't respond to you the way they're supposed to because
The numbers ain't there.
you one person.
Mhm.
But when you got 50 people standing on their lawn, all of a sudden now they want to have a conversation.
Mhm.
You hear me?
The numbers-
Brandon used to be
Now
like,
it's
listen to me
limited.
before I get all of them.
Right.
Like, come on, y'all.
Like, we got to start functioning as a unit in this city, like as one whole unit, and that's the only way we're gonna get real change in this city. So me personally, again, like I said, I'm big on physical participation. I like to see you there, be present. But if you can't be there for whatever reason, I mean, there are call-in options that we have. You know what I mean? Like where you can spend a day just emailing your alderman and telling them he sucked. Just so he got an opening. You know what I'm saying? Like there are things you can do.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean the participation is always needed. Like, I mean, when they see us united, that's when they
fear.
They fear that.
They fear.
Because I mean, they used to us killing each other. They used to us, like, people call us like crabs in the bucket. They literally say Milwaukee's like crabs in the bucket, pulling each other down. Like,
strength in numbers,
definitely
just like you
strength in
said.
numbers. Like, when I tell you, we're doing lit drops for aldermen for a while. But then we did one.
People
when I'm
who
telling
don't know,
you,
what is a lit drop?
On my fault. Literature drop is just it's some literature, and we going door to door. We hope to talk to somebody. If we don't, we understand the COVID stuff.
On the literature, it's listed demands, right?
The literature is usually specific with our list of demands on the back, but it's usually targeted based on what we got going on.
Right. Okay. So it's some Joel
like
lit.
the front be that.
It's some lit and Walker show right now that's letting people know that they got a killer cop out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's literature. We had literature specific to the older people. So we were going to like Ashanti, Hamilton,
Chevy Johnson.
We went to all that areas, and dropped off literature. And
did anyone open the door?
When we would, one time
Chevy came to the door.
I think Chevy outside and he said,
"My family is."
And maybe 4 minutes later, about 5 squad cars.
Right, he was upset, and
he came
then
outside lying his ass off. Chevy.
But I'm telling you, we had numbers though.
I'm on my job.
Like we had numbers.
Like, bro, this is our lives.
This is family
like
time.
your job.
He said,
we live in these conditions.
He said,
I'm
my
not working right
constituents
now. I'm
want me to
working.
vote for the
I'm working. He said, I work 9 to 5. After 5, I'm not an alderman.
I'm a babysitter.
Oh, he said I'm a father.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
Babysitter.
I'm a father. I said, bro, but that spoke because when I tell you after that day, I think his daughter wrote me. Like, I was told to hit you up. I guess there's some people that don't, some people that's protesting, they don't know what they talking about my dad. My dad does so much for the community. Yeah, you said that.
So imagine you wrote back like, I'm not a protester right now.
Man, I just
I'm not an organizer right now. Imagine one of your students writes you like, Smith, I need help with my work, and you're just like, it's 7. Wait until 8. Like,
right.
I'm not your teacher right now.
I'm not your teacher right now. So I'm just like, man, this is crazy.
Which you could say that.
Strength in numbers is what I was saying.
Like what?
We went out there that was a big march. We had a huge march that day.
Yeah.
And I got an email the next day. So I'm sure Chevy was talking about it at dinner. Like,
no, that wasn't Chevy. That was Ashanti that hit you.
My fault. Yeah, Ashanti Hamilton. Yeah. Sitting there like, oh, these damn protesters at dinner. Right? For you to message me? Man, I did something.
Instead of wanting to sit down and have a conversation, right? Instead of wanting to sit down and have a conversation, come sit down and see why people out there, because you're just as misguided as you think we are.
You just prolonged the whole conversation. Right. You got your daughter involved, like you doing all of this, and all you had to do was just have a word, and not even have a word, just read the paper. Like we ain't got to exchange.
And to his credit, he probably didn't have. She probably did that shit all on her
right.
own.
It don't matter, but the fact that she felt impelled to do it, like
she probably was just wondering what all these people was doing at her house.
She should have came outside and figured it out.
She said they was yelling about the cop grant. They clearly don't know what they're talking about. What you mean?
You clearly don't know what you're talking about.
We said say no.
Right. And
what is there to know about?
But what you just mean? Go locally either though. You know
what I'm saying? First of all, there's no cop grant that exists.
He said, wait, what? What? Like
like where did we go wrong?
Definitely awareness, man. Definitely awareness. Like, gotta keep that. Like,
if not, make signs.
We got my fault. We got the signs. We got signs. Like,
make something, create something.
Come down.
Donate art supplies. Donate water, donate
snacks,
or push the art that's already out there. Right. You know,
snacks.
And seeing that they
was definitely
I was pizza today.
Snacks.
My apologies.
But
yeah. One of the best things they can do though is like honestly just word of mouth. Like have a conversation with a person who normally wouldn't hear this conversation.
Yeah.
That part. Like,
hey, y'all ever been in the store and just heard somebody get red, like as far as the protest and everything, and you just be quiet, mind your business, just listening? Like, yeah, you better say your stuff.
And then speaking on the cop grant, with them accepting that, what are the steps that TPR is taking to make sure that they are doing the right thing with the money?
Well, what they have to do with the money is set in stone. When they agreed to the money, that money was to hire 30 new police officers. Mm-hmm. That money will cover those 30 police officers for the next 3 years. Year 4, they on our dime. Now, those 30 officers that they're hiring, they're moving 30 veteran officers to those covert teams, Haida, to you know what I'm saying? Those covert, yeah, real shit. I mean, a lot of people didn't read that. They didn't understand that. That's why they need to hire 30 rookie cops, so those rookie cops can become beat cops, and those veteran cops can move over to, like I said, those covert teams, like Haida and all the other covert teams that the Milwaukee Police Department run.
Well, okay, so before we close out, because today most definitely was a very informational show. I'm pretty sure all the people out there love to get this information.
And we want to thank y'all for coming on the show.
Most definitely want to thank y'all.
Family right here, man. The original sitting right here now. You hear me?
How can people follow you guys on social media?
The People's Revolution?
Or just like you, I mean, people want to
like your name on Facebook.
Oh,
how can they follow you?
If they want to follow you,
laughing like they're not getting it.
To the People's Revolution, I said it. I'm Mariah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me. If you don't know me,
dude said find me in the group.
So give me your name.
And everybody,
what's your name on Facebook?
What's your name on Facebook? Give me.
She said find me in the group. If you see Mariah, you better click through the pictures.
And everybody
is for Mariah. It's for Mariah.
There you go.
Everybody already knows you as GodKing.
Hey, I'm GodKing, baby. Y'all know who I am. I'm GodKing Hayes, baby.
It's okay. It's okay. I understand.
Is y'all putting y'all last names out of here?
We most definitely are.
I'm TPR.
Unfortunately, Fox 6 and a lot of other news channels have already ratted me
Why would
out.
Tulsa put your whole name out there, baby?
They still don't know me. They still don't know who I am.
You better stop playing. They watch you on camera every week like, that's TPR Big Des.
We want to make sure that you guys support Revolution Ready with the hoodies and the shirts, and also keep sharing the live feeds when we go live every Wednesday at 5.
I'm Sedan Smith.
I am Destiny Monet.
I'm Brandon Wilborn.
I'm Pete GodKing Hayes.
I'm Mariah.
And this
See you next Wednesday.
See y'all next Wednesday at 5.
And this is where we
educate.
You said it wrong again.
Did I?
You said it.
Liberate.